Hi, welcome to this week's episode of Lid Fits Designs. Guest speaker again, Mr. Lid Fits himself. So, on this episode, we always noticed since we got this house, there's not a lot of natural light in the front hallway here, coming in the front door. There's no windows around the door or door lights themselves, so we thought, man, we could really brighten this thing up. We went to peasedoors.com and they have a lot of options in there. Full doors, you can order the window lights. We just wanted to do a window light, something people couldn't see through, so we went with clear glass, but we're just looking at a window light for the very top. We ordered one in and went with the design that we thought would be fine for us. I think they might custom make you windows. You'd have to talk to them. First time I went and set up my profile and put this window light in the cart, they called me up a day or two later and said, hey, we noticed you didn't check out. Is there something we could change on that to make it better for you? So I'm sure if you talk to them, there's something they can do, or they can find the right door light for you. This one is just a 7x23. It's easy when you're measuring out your doors. Measure out those squares already on your doors, figure out what size you need, and then you can look up the options by that size. So after we repainted a lot of the columns on our front porch, we decided, man, this will work out good. If we just pop the door, we can repaint the whole outside of the door. It was a hot day. We were trying to work fairly quick at this, so our air conditioner wasn't kicked on and going non-stop. We removed the hardware and just the top hinge to give us access for laying down the track saw track itself. You don't necessarily need to use the plunge saw like we did. You could just do this with a jigsaw. All you do is cut right along the edges of those squares, but because there's a long run on the 23-inch direction, I ran the track saw for both of the horizontal cuts, and then came back in with that new oscillating tool you saw last week and finished out the cuts, and then cut the upright sections. Nice, easy. I feel like 90% of the people could do this. Not saying it's the most simple thing, but just stay close to where you need to be. And the window does have a trim on it, and it'll cover it up if you nick out just a little bit too far or something. So once I popped that little section out, I really worked hard. I got that piece centered in there as much as I could. Went around, put a little insulation around it. It's not a large area outside of the glass and inside the door, but it is a colder climate around here, and wanted to keep the insulation value as high as I could. So stuffed a little bit of insulation in there. Once I got it in every little groove in between the little posts, I went ahead and put that top piece, or the inside piece of the window, on. So as I set that on, I recognized it's not quite firm against the glass. So when we put the screws in there and went to go torque them in with the drill, I turned the drill to a slower speed, flipped it to 1 instead of 2, and then turned the torque all the way down. And I think I went all the way down to the number 1 on the torque and started putting screws in there. And you'll see, as I start going along putting it in there, I was like, maybe this isn't quite enough. It wasn't getting them in very snug at all, so it might have turned it up to 2, did a few, and then I turned it up to 3, and I think that's about where I finished out running them all in at. And by the time they all got done, I went around and bumped them all again, made sure they were all torqued up, and at that point the frame was snug against the glass on both sides. Just so you know, we had a lot of screws. We had a lot of little pegs that fill in over the top of the screws. I don't know if they give you enough to install it 2 times. As a matter of fact, getting these little pegs out of these holes, I don't understand how you would remove this window. That can't be too easy of a way, so make sure you want to put it in there and it's there to stay when you put it in. But when we got done, we have enough screws and the little pegs to redo this whole project over again. We came in, threw some silicone around the edges of the trim for the windows, smoothed it out real nice, came in primed and painted with the same paint that the door was originally painted with, interior and exterior. The entire outside of the door did get repainted. I cleaned up the pins for the hinges, sprayed them with a little bit of lithium grease, keep those doors nice and squeak free for a long period of time. Came in to do the hardware, same thing, ran the drill on the real low settings so I wouldn't strip out anything when tightening up the screws. Reinstalled all the same hardware. Had a good functioning door. So these door lights are nice and high. Nobody's going to be able to peek in, but it does add light to the entryway. It does kind of freak lid fits and eye out, Every once in a while we walk past and we think the front door's open because we're not used to seeing light down the hallway. And turn and look and it's just the door light doing its job. So nice easy project. I think most people could do this themselves. Pease Doors is great to work with, and man, this is night and day difference for us. We're happy with how it turned out. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, say whether you like this or not. Should we do more windows down below, some frosted? Just say what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching.